Hi there, AK Guy here. Over the past week, I got to test out the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. In case you haven't heard, this is Huawei's first device for the international market that doesn't come with Google mobile services. But in this video, I will solely be focusing on the hardware. The software aspect of this phone will be addressed in the second part of my review. I am sure many of you are curious about how this phone stacks up against the P30 Pro. Which is the better device to get right now? So, for this review, I'll be doing quite a bit of comparison between both devices. Starting with the price, Mate 30 Pro sales is currently by invitation only and will cost you 1,298 Sing dollars, with free gifts. Meanwhile, P30 Pro is available on Lazada for the same price. Both comes with 256 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM. The Mate 30 Pro will only be available in two colors in Singapore, black and space silver. My review unit comes in the latter, and this color is probably the one that most people would choose. It has a subtle purple to blue gradient, which looks really elegant. The camera hump is in the center like its predecessors, but it's now circular, reminiscent of an actual camera lens. The size of the Mate 30 Pro is really similar to the P30 Pro, but the body is more squarish, so visually it feels bigger. It's really nice to hold though, thanks to a curved glass back and the horizon display. Unlike the P30 Pro's curved screen, this one is really steep, 88 degrees to be exact, and that gives it a really immersive bezel-less look. This looks like a recipe for disaster. How would you hold the phone without accidentally triggering something? Thankfully, Huawei did a good job with mistouch prevention and had no issues with it. If you are observant enough though, you might realize that there is no volume button on this device, only a power button to the right, positioned to the back more than usual. Volume control is now integrated into the display's edge. Double tapping on either side will bring up the volume slider and you can slide the edge to control it. You get a very nice haptic feedback with it, and it works even when the screen is off, though not very well. Physical buttons are still better. The curved edge is also used for camera shutter, but it's only available for the selfie camera right now. Hope Huawei can bring it to the rear cameras. Like most flagship devices today, the Mate 30 Pro has an in-display fingerprint scanner. From my testing, it performs identically to the P30 Pro. It is quick but doesn't work well with wet fingers. The notch of the Mate 30 Pro is smaller than its predecessors, but still wider than the P30 Pro, but for a good reason. It houses a complex setup of cameras that allows for better face recognition. From my testing, it is pretty fast and reliable. Another feature it brings is gesture controls. The most useful trick this brings is AI Auto Rotate. To put it simply, it detects if you are lying down or sitting up and rotates the screen to whichever way makes sense. How does this camera perform when it comes to photos and videos? The Mate 30 Pro has a 32MP shooter in front, same as the P30 Pro. But the colors they produce are drastically different. For this indoor shot, I prefer the Mate 30 Pros, but for this outdoor one, the P30 Pros look better. Here are some images and videos shot on the Mate 30 Pro's front-facing camera. In recent years, the biggest improvements in smartphones can be found in the rear cameras, so it's no surprise that Huawei spent a lot of time talking about them at the launch event. What is new? Let's talk about why it's not new first. The main camera is the same 40MP super sensing camera found on the P30 Pro. As you may expect, photos taken by the main camera on both devices are excellent, especially under low light. Night mode is still as good as ever, seeing objects your eyes might not even be able to see. Here are some comparisons. But that is about everything that stayed the same. The telephoto camera is still 8MP with OIS, but it doesn't have the periscope setup that enables 5x optical zoom. Instead, it only has 3x optical zoom. Digital zoom now messes out at 30x, but I rarely find myself zooming in so much. Here's a comparison. The time of flight sensor has been replaced with something Huawei calls 3D depth sensing camera. Not sure if they are the same thing, but the new one enables bokeh effects in videos. Lastly, the ultra-wide angle camera has been upgraded to what Huawei calls a cine camera. Its angle is still wider than the main, but not as wide as the one on the P30 Pro. With night mode, it performs slightly better than the P30 Pro's ultra-wide, with greater brightness and less noise. This is a video comparison between the Mate 30 Pro's cine camera and the P30 Pro's ultra-wide angle camera. I'm recording at 1080p right now for both devices, but the Mate 30 Pro is recording at 60 frames per second. Meanwhile, the P30 Pro is stuck at 30 frames per second. So I'm going down some stairs right now. How is the stabilization? Okay, let's look around. And I'm going to run a little right now. What makes it special is its ability to record 7680 frames per second slow motion videos. You heard me right, 7680 frames per second, or 256 times slower than the normal speed. And it really works. Here are some slow-mo videos I took with it. Another feature of the Cine camera is ultra-low light video recording. I was told that feature only come in an update later this month. One last thing, time-lapse on the Mate 30 Pro has been greatly improved, so now you can record at 4K resolution with the ability to select speed. The quality now is much better. Here is a time-lapse recorded with both devices. Just look at how much more details there are on the Mate 30 Pros. Here are more photos taken with the Mate 30 Pro, accompanied by a short video filmed on the Cine camera. Mate 30 Pro is powered by the latest Kirin 990 versus the 980 on the P30 Pro. Benchmark shows that the 990 has noticeable improvements over the 980, but you won't feel the difference in actual usage. We are at the point where raw power of mobile flagship processors is more than what we need for the things that we are using it for right now. Battery life is great on the Mate 30 Pro, as you may expect from a 4500 mAh battery. After a long day of taking photos and videos, plus listening to music via Bluetooth earbuds, the Mate 30 lasted till around 10 PM with 21% battery remaining. That's it for the first part of my Huawei Mate 30 Pro review. In my second part, I will cover the software aspect of this device, specifically how it is like to use Android without Google. So,